to 9. Now, the scale of these refunds for missold payment protection insurance, which have been ordered by the central bank, really is staggering. €25 million so far, and there's more to come as these policies are being reviewed. We're joined by Bernard Sheridan, Director of Consumer Protection at the central bank. Good morning.
Morning, Colin.
And thanks for coming in. First of all, exactly what happened in these cases, with what consequences, that the ones that you've looked at and decisions have been reached on?
Yes, as you said, we've been investigating this issue now for the last couple of years, and what we've done is we've required the sellers of these products to carry out a review of the sales of these insurance policies, really to see whether they were in compliance with the central bank rules as set out in our Consumer Protection Code. And really what's been happening is we're finding that in 1 in 5 cases that actually the review is showing that these sales were non-compliant.
In what way?
In a number of different ways. One in particular, in the sense these insurance policies were generally sold along with a loan or credit. And what we're finding is that in terms of the process that sellers went through, it wasn't really comprehensive enough to assess whether the actual customer needed the product or not. So, for example, the policy covers you if you are out of work for a period of time due to illness, or if you're temporarily out of work. What we found in some cases was that actually people weren't entitled to make a claim by the virtue of the nature of their employment status. So what we were questioning is why then did the person buy the product in the first instance? One other area where there were weaknesses in terms of documentation, in terms of number of firms have not been able to demonstrate actually that they have sold the products in compliance with the central bank's code.
Because this process is in being at the moment but not completed. How long will it be before it's completed?
Yeah, this review should be completed by the end of this year. We intend to publish an update early next year in terms of the final outcome.
And will everybody's payment protection insurance be looked at?
Okay, what the review is covering, we've listed the firms that are covered by this review. There are 11 listed there. It's the main banks and other credit institutions. There are 350,000 policies covered by this review, and it's basically sales that occurred since July 2007. Policies sold prior to that are not covered by this review.
Will everyone since then be looked at?
Everyone since July 2007.
So if you signed up for one, there's nothing you need to do. It will be looked at. Yeah,
for people covered by this review, they have been contacted by the various sellers, and then they will be updated at the end of the process as regards whether they're due a refund or whether no refund is due.
Any idea what the average amount is of refunds already paid?
Well, it's difficult to put a figure on the average. It could be misleading, but you are talking about, it ranges from a couple of €100 to a couple of €1,000.
And it's 25 million among how many people?
Yeah, what we're looking at is 1 in 5 to date of what we've reviewed, and it's approximately half have been reviewed to date. So if that trend continues, you're looking at around 70,000 policies.
Right, it'll be completed by the end of the year. The obvious question is could there be wider implications for other products that were sold?
Yeah, well, no doubt we're disappointed in terms of we introduced these rules in 2007, and what we're seeing is a 1 in 5 failure rate. As part of the central bank's approach to consumer protection, we are proactively out there monitoring the sales of various products. We carry out inspections on a regular basis. So we are looking at different areas to try and make sure that something similar is not happening at the moment. But I suppose, the rules are there, and what I'll say to the actual firms, comply with those rules and you won't have a problem. And in terms of your consumers and your customers will not have a problem either. So
in terms, as I say, of wider implications, is that a maybe?
Well, there's no guarantees that this isn't happening in respect of other products. What I'm saying is the central bank is proactive in monitoring to try and ensure that that's not happening.
Bernard Sheridan, Consumer Protection Director at the central bank, thank you very much. It's 14 minutes to 9.